This issue with Dak Prescott is different. Dak Prescott has all the leverage. And if I'm a translator listening to Jerry Jones talk, let me translate for y'all Jerry Jones' entire press conference in one sentence. Dak Prescott has all of the leverage. One sentence. Let me repeat it. Dak Prescott has all of the leverage. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G. I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's talk facts. So I watched the Jerry Jones press conference yesterday. And I would say it was comical, which it was. It was comical, but at the same time confusing, especially if you're someone who don't know Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, every time there's a contract dispute with one of his players, no one does it like the Joneses. Jerry and Stephen Jones are the absolute kings of this. They always want to have their contract disputes in the court of public opinion. They want to take shots at the player. By taking shots at the player, then they give the media, it's almost like they give the media permission to take shots at the player. Not only does the media take shots at the player, then the beat writers, they take shots at the player. And really, at the end of the day, the only defense of the players a lot of times are people like me, people like Mark Holmes, people like Law Nation, people like Dak Attack and others. Boss Cowboys Nation. I mean, we're really the defense of players because everyone else seems to be on the script. And as I'm watching Jerry Jones, I'm laughing because he's delusional. He's not only delusional, he's giving the illusion like he's the one that has the control. I can remember in the past with Zeke Elliott, it was like Zeke who? He caved into a ridiculous deal that we're double paying Zeke. We're paying him for the first contract, and we're paying him on whatever contract he has now. Oh, just recently with CeeDee Lamb. Oh, we're not missing CeeDee Lamb. Only to cave in to the contract that CeeDee Lamb, according to James Slater, had already been at $34 million. But this thing with Dak Prescott is different, and people don't understand it. It's different. It's unprecedented. It's different. Because at the end of the day, Jerry Jones could have simply said when it came to Zeke, well, he could have just said, we're going to trade you then. And there's nothing you can do about it. Even if we lose money, we'll just trade you for a box of Cracker Jacks like we did Amari Cooper. We'll lose money. But we don't have to have you here because we can still get something for you. And he probably at that point in time, maybe could have got a third or fourth round draft pick for Zeke because we saw the drop off. CeeDee Lamb. He literally, with the year that CeeDee Lamb had last year, he probably could have got maybe a first and a second, a first and a third. This issue with Dak Prescott is different. Dak Prescott has all the leverage. And if I'm a translator listening to Jerry Jones talk, let me translate for y'all Jerry Jones' entire press conference in one sentence. Dak Prescott has all of the leverage. One sentence. Let me repeat it. Dak Prescott has all of the leverage. And if Jerry Jones chose to not sign Dak Prescott, he gets absolutely nothing other than a compensatory pick. But as far as where Dak goes, he doesn't get to control it. Wherever Dak goes, he doesn't get to rob the team that Dak goes to by getting draft picks. He doesn't get to help his own team by making a trade and maybe getting a quarterback to replace Dak Prescott. I am telling y'all, whether people realize it or not, Stephen A. Smith, I'm going to do a video about Stephen A. Smith here after this one. Stephen A. Smith, I like you. But you need to shut your mouth when it comes to Dak Prescott and his money. The one thing I don't appreciate about the media is that some of them they're pocket watching. They're talking about what a man should get paid and what a man's worth. You don't get to determine what a man's worth. I mean, you got a huge contract coming up. I could dare say ESPN is crazy if they paid you $125 million, because what are you doing for ESPN when everyone knows ESPN is literally failing? People keep talking about what Dak Prescott is worth and what he's not worth. Well, Dak Prescott is worth whatever, one, someone's willing to pay him. Two, he's worth whatever he deems he's worth, whether people pay him or not. And so what we are watching is Jerry Jones trying to devalue. He continues to do this. He tries to devalue Dak Prescott, but then he'll come back and try to save face. He did make a comment that I thought was interesting the other day, and I want you to hear this. I'm not going to go, as I said, through the whole press conference, but I want you to hear something that he said that's very interesting.
1 down and 2 to go. Now that the Dallas Cowboys have signed wide receiver CeeDee Lamb to a deal worth $136 million, plus the largest signing bonus ever by a receiver. Good for him. Where does that leave the team in its contract discussions with who? Their quarterback, Dak Prescott. And guess what? Somehow Jerry Jones found a mic to talk about it.
Dak's situation right now, for me, from my mirror, has more to do with our situation than it does with the merits of Dak Prescott being quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I've quit a long time ago getting bent out of shape about having anybody under contract or not. And there's all kinds of other things other than a contract that could change the outcome of him being under contract. Injury, level of play. So you can't just pick that and say, that should give you a better feeling about our team or me a better feeling about it. The whole thing has a lot of moving parts. Now, I can live with that. Sometimes it's worked out really well. Sometimes taking those risks will bite you.
Hi.
I want to address two issues that Jerry Jones talked about and really translate what he said, because you would think, just listening to Jerry Jones, that this is all about them, that it's all about the Dallas Cowboys and what they want. But Jerry Jones, again, I'm going to say it, Jerry Jones is delusional. Let's go to his first point. I watched the press conference, and what the person was asking Jerry Jones about, the reason why he answered that question about the merits, because the question sort of pertained to Dak Prescott's success, or have you not seen what you want to see, and is that why you haven't signed Dak Prescott? I'm so tired of the Dallas Cowboy fan base and the Dallas Cowboy haters alike. Are we ever going to let the Green Bay Packer loss go? I mean, really? Are we? It's like it's always about the Green Bay Packers when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and controversy and turning points in the franchise of the Cowboys. I can remember the catch with Dez Bryant. That was highly controversial because that was the year we felt was the best year that the Dallas Cowboys could have went to the Super Bowl. We had another controversial issue with the Green Bay Packers. People might not realize it, but Dak Prescott played his absolute butt off in his first playoff appearance against the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers at the prime of his forces, and Mike McCarthy was on the other sideline. Aaron Rodgers throws a dart down the sideline in a play that he drew up in the sand. And the tight end catches the most unbelievable catch in history. Toes barely in bounds, but makes the catch. And then the kicker, Crosby, I think his name is, kicks a field goal that looks like it's going outside and at the last minute curve inside, a 50-plus yard field goal. And here we are. We continue this controversy again with who? The Green Bay Packers. Because the Green Bay Packers came into Dallas, and it's the first time a wild card, if I'm not mistaken, a wild card ranked that low beat the number or beat a seed that high. And so, but Jerry should blame himself. You let that team go against the Green Bay Packers, who had a better running game, and you didn't have a running game. So in other words, you couldn't stop the run, nor could you run. They clamped down CeeDee Lamb, and what was Dak Prescott left with? And I'm going to show you, it's that what I just said. By leaving your team shorthanded, I'm going to show you in an article that Clarence Hill wrote that shows you how delusional Jerry is. But addressing the first issue, the merit of Dak Prescott. Because Jerry comes back and tries to fix it up and says, well, I've seen all I need to see. And if you haven't seen all you need to see, then maybe you're never going to see it. Because he's basically saying, in essence, that he believes that all things equal, he's seen enough. Dak Prescott is good enough. Dak Prescott should be signed. He's seen enough for that. So he then comes back and says, this is not about the merits of Dak Prescott, but this is about the Dallas Cowboys. What's best for the Dallas Cowboys in a sense. So, Jerry, you tell me what's best for the Dallas Cowboys, because no one knows it better than you, because no one can effing GM better than you, because that's what you said. It's funny to me that you paraded Trey Lance up in here, giving up a fourth-round draft pick, $5 million on the cap this year, which could have been another player plus another draft pick. You paraded him up in here as if it wasn't about the number 2. You paraded him in here like he was the future of the Dallas Cowboys. You paraded him in here to be the bargaining chip against Dak Prescott. Because at the end of the day, if we think about what's best for the Dallas Cowboys, so what are you going to do, Jerry? What's best for the Dallas Cowboys? Because if you don't sign Dak Prescott, what are you going to do? Are you going to reset? Because if you bring in a rookie quarterback, you're basically resetting the team. Because Dak Prescott is going to hit you every which way but loose. He's hitting you with $55 million this year. He's going to hit you with $40 million out the door next year. So you couldn't even go if there was a highly sought after franchise quarterback on the market, which that quarterback will be Dak Prescott if you don't sign him. Who are you going to get, Jerry? Because what's best for the team? Because you're in a corner. Dak Prescott has all the leverage. You either sign him, or you're going to go with Trey Lance, or you're going to go with Cooper Rush, or you're going to go get some other quarterback, because we know how you do. You're going to go and try to get someone that has all the tread worn off the tires, and you're going to try to get someone that might have a little bit left in the tank. What, like a Joe Flacco or somebody that you can pay the veteran minimum. Okay, Jerry. That's what you're going to do? Or are you going to reset with a rookie of which we know Dak Prescott and this team will perform good enough this year to where you will literally have to finance the entire future of giving up your first round draft pick this year, next year, and probably the next if you want to get in the top 5 race for whatever quarterback you want. So again, Jerry, you know what's best. What's best for the Dallas Cowboys? Life with Dak Prescott or life without Dak Prescott? Because like the Vampire Lestat said, and I'm paraphrasing, but if you think life is hard with me, what do you think life is going to be without me? Dak Prescott has Jerry Jones exactly where he wants him. And this, my friends, is the translation of everything that Jerry Jones is saying. There is no alternative, Jerry. Contrary to what Stephen A. Smith is saying and a few others who are trying to get clicks, there is no alternative other than you taking a chance on Trey Lance, Cooper Rush, trying to get a rookie quarterback, which we know you're not going to be high in the draft. And if you do get high in the draft, you have just financed the future and you will not have a first-round draft pick for 3 seasons. What are you going to do, Jerry? What are you going to do? Everything that Jerry Jones is saying, translation, Dak Prescott has him where he wants him, and there's nothing he can do about it. There's nothing he can do about it. As the old saying goes, damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's nothing you can do. What Jerry should do is do what we believe or what I believe you are going to do. Sign Dak Prescott. Stop all the foolishness. We know you're just building up the drama. I will not be surprised. They're talking about, oh, there won't be a contract till later in the season. If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm done playing these games because I'm going to address point number 2, and then I want to look at what Clarence Hill wrote. Jerry said something that I know has to be somewhere in Dak Prescott's mind. Jerry said, what could change Dak signing the contract or Dak being under contract for the Cowboys? Because at the end of the day, the only leverage Jerry has is, we're just not going to sign you. I don't call that leverage. Because if you have to cut your nose off, how do you call that leverage? If you got to lose a right arm or a left leg, I mean, how is that leverage? No, you're just saying, I'm going to charge it to the game. I'm going to take a chance. And if we have to reset, we're going to reset, and we'll take another 3, 4, 5 years to get this thing back on. Because we know they don't manage the cap well. They'll be having the same fight with Micah Parsons next season. Dak has him where he wants him. And Jerry knows it. Jerry knows it. But Dak Prescott is also betting on himself, but he's also taking a chance. Dak Prescott should really consider before the first game of the season. And I know he's probably not considering it. But Dak Prescott should really consider not playing until he gets a contract. Because, Dak, you have the Cowboys where you want them. Who's going to be the alternative? Cooper Rush for 17 games? Cooper Rush could win you 2 or 3. Easy ones. He could maybe win you 6 or 7, maybe 8. Cooper Rush is not winning 12 games. Cooper Rush is not winning 12 games. We know Trey Lance isn't winning 12 games. What are you going to do? Go get someone from another team? They're not winning you 12 games. Dak Prescott's taking a chance. Dak Prescott could step on that field against Myles Garrett in the first game and be done. Be done not only for the season, for his career. And none of us wish that on Dak Prescott, because I am praying for Dak Prescott to stay healthy the entire season. Because he is really taking a chance. People say that this is about the money for Dak Prescott. I just can't agree with that. Because if it was truly about the money, Dak Prescott would be doing what CeeDee Lamb did. CeeDee Lamb held out. If this is about the money, I'm not touching the football field because I'm risking long-term money of which we know Dak Prescott's going to get. Everyone says he's going to be the first $60 million quarterback. Well, he mess around and get a career-ending injury. Well, he's done. He's done. Because can he take out enough insurance? I know sometimes players take out insurance just in case they get hurt and then they get a payout. You know, they'll get a $5 or $10 million policy in case they get hurt so that they have money to take care of themselves. But I don't even want to go into that because I don't understand all of it. But how do you get a $250 to $300 million insurance policy? Because that's exactly what Dak Prescott is risking, going out here playing for an owner who is giving the indication that he's never really been sold on Dak just by the way he's done all of his contracts. Here we go again. Everyone gets signed before Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb before Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott takes this thing through the end of the season. It'll be Michael Parsons before Dak Prescott. I mean, the owner continuously shows that he's not all in on Dak Prescott. Never did this to Tony Romo. And I believe Dak Prescott is way better than Tony Romo. Dak's taking a chance. And what Jerry said, and I hate what he said, but he's absolutely right. It could literally affect Dak Prescott being on the contract for the Cowboys. And for me, where I have a problem with what Jerry said, he's basically saying that he's willing to take that risk with his franchise quarterback? Who does that with someone with someone they value? Who's willing to risk losing someone they truly value? What? Dak Prescott, this is why you are my favorite quarterback. I put you right below, and I'm not saying this in a negative way. I grew up on Roger the Dodger. I saw Troy Aikman, liked him, still like him. But I put Dak Prescott 1B behind Roger Staubach. He's my favorite Dallas Cowboy quarterback because people keep trying to give Dak this bad rap as if he's 1 against 11, as if he's a choker, when if we watch those games in their context, we can clearly see why that Dak Prescott isn't the sole reason why they lost those games. And now here he is in a contract dispute, which this is his, third one with the Dallas Cowboys? And the owner keeps every chance he gets, he backhand slaps him. One end, he's like he's great. And then on the other end, he's going to take us as far, we only go as far as Dak takes us. And then a backhand slap. And we saw where he took us. Shame on you, Jerry. Shame on you. And Dak Prescott is taking a chance. He's taking a huge chance playing this season. And that's why I'm saying it cannot be all about the money with Dak Prescott. It cannot be, because if it was all about the money, I'm sorry, Dak Prescott has a lot more to lose than the mere $55 million that he has this year, because he could be losing $150 million guaranteed down the road or $200 million guaranteed down the road. So this, for me, it's a big deal. Dak is truly betting on himself. And for me, it shows that he truly loves the game. And that's what some people didn't understand when Dak said he's not playing for the money. He can't be. He may be playing for what he deserves, but it cannot be all about the money with Dak Prescott. Because if it is, boy, this is a crazy way to go about it. He's taking a chance, especially when he now has the chance to make history. First quarterback in his prime to hit the open market. No trade clause, no franchise tag. He can go where he wants. And I keep hearing people talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints, the New York Giants. Man, let me tell y'all something. Yeah, y'all don't even understand the half of who's going to be looking at Dak Prescott, especially if he stays healthy and he puts on a show this year and he messes around and win just one playoff game. Or if he loses and it's not his fault, man, don't even let him get to the NFC Championship game. And I dare say if he gets to the Super Bowl and win it, there'll be no way that the Cowboys can sign him. There'll be no way. Because the suitors for Dak Prescott there are going to be people that are going to surprise people that'll be after Dak Prescott. I'm the Rams, Matthew Stafford, old, get out of here. I'm going for Dak Prescott. I'm the San Francisco 49ers. Hey, Purdy, you know what? You're on a rookie deal. If you didn't get us to the Super Bowl this year, and if you went less than the NFC Championship game, and if you regress, hey, out of here. We're going to take it with Dak Prescott. I'm telling you, we don't have a clue of the teams that would be in line. Carolina Panthers, hey, man, you know what? I'm taking Dak Prescott over what they have now. Las Vegas Raiders, Dak Prescott, I promise you, there will be at least 12 teams that'll be willing to give Dak Prescott the bag. So for me, this can't be just about money for Dak Prescott. It can't be. Let's look at what Clarence Hill said. Clarence Hill says, headline says, Jerry Jones, deal with Dak Prescott not expected before season, but think there's a future with Dallas Cowboys beyond 2024. Jerry talking about Dak Prescott like he a free agent. He talking about Dak Prescott like don't have all the leverage, like Dak Prescott don't have a choice where he's about to go. I mean, I'm telling you, this is absolute delusion. It says, with wide receiver CeeDee Lamb in the fold and back with the Dallas Cowboys on a 4-year, $136 million extension. Stop this. Look at the guaranteed money. The contract talks and attention are now on quarterback Dak Prescott and his future with the organization. Prescott is in the last year of the 4-year, $160 million deal he signed in 2021. He has a no-tag clause and a no-trade clause. The baseline for any deal is $55 million annually, and he could command $60 million or more on the free agent market after the season. As a result, Prescott has all. That should be in all caps. This is what you're hearing from Jerry Jones. All the bravado, all the grandstanding, all the who knows what he's saying, delusional talk. Dak Prescott has all the leverage, and there is nothing he can do about it, and will soon be the highest paid player in NFL history, either with the Cowboys or with another team. It stands to reason that the Cowboys wouldn't invest as much as they did into Lamb and not secure the quarterback to maximize his investment. Certainly, Lamb thinks it will get done. Hello. Delusional talk. Because I am sure CeeDee Lamb and his agent, when they went in to sign that contract, who's going to be my quarterback? Because I'm not signing this deal with Trey Lance. I'm not signing this deal with Cooper Rush. I'm not signing this deal with a rookie quarterback. I'm sure CeeDee Lamb signed that deal clearly understanding that Dak Prescott was going to be the quarterback of the future. CeeDee says, go look at our numbers together. Lamb said, they are at the top of the charts. I have no doubt they're going to get a deal done. We all know that I want him here. Jerry Jones wants Dak here too. So let's get this under control and kill the speculation. Thank you, CeeDee Lamb. Thank you, CeeDee Lamb. It's dumb. Why does Jerry and Steven do this? When you have a player like Dak Prescott, why all the bravado? We know what they're doing. They're building up the drama. And if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm doing this for the team. I'm not going to let you build this drama up during the season. If I'm going to play, I'm closing the door on contract negotiations. I'm not going to put my team through this. I'm not going to have the media every single week asking me, what about a deal? Your performance was great. Do you think this helps your deal? Your performance today was poor. Do you think this hurts your deal? Asking CeeDee Lamb, Why do you think Dak Prescott is not signed? Asking Mike McCarthy, when is Dak Prescott going to be signed? Why am I going to put my team through this? Dak Prescott, you have a lot of decisions to make. And you're the ultimate good guy. This is why you're 1B on my list, and you're on your way to 1A. I mean, you're on your way to 1A. But you need to think about your team, because Jerry is trying to drag this, and if you let him and you mess around and let him drag it into the season, he's going to drag this nonsense through the season, because people are going to continue to be asking him on every win. Dak, you mess around and go 6-0 in those first 6 games, it'll be all everyone's talking about. It'll be all everyone's talking about. The deal. You got to think about the team. And I hope that maybe Dak will change his mind in the next 2 weeks. And if Jerry keeps flapping his gums, man, you come out and tell him, no, we're done with this. We're done with this. No more contract negotiations. Let's skip down here. Let's see. Jones is in lock and step with Lamb, at least. That is what he thinks. I think I am, said Jones, who initially stuttered when asked if he was confident in Prescott being his quarterback in 2025 on a new deal. But I understand completely. I understand our challenge. But confident is not a word for me here. I think that we can do it. We have not figured it out yet. No, you haven't figured it out. Dak Prescott's already figured it out. Dak Prescott is in a high-stakes poker game. And him and his agent, I think his name is Todd Francis, they've already pushed the chips in the middle of the table. They already know the hand they're holding. They already know. All they're waiting on is for Jerry to fold. They've already put them chips out there. Don't let Jerry fool you. No, there's not a number that they can come to. The number's already there. The number's already there. And I believe that number. I don't believe it's $60 million. I believe it's $55 million. That number is there. Contingent on who gets signed. Because if anyone gets signed before my deal, push it up, run it up. Jerry's his own worst enemy. Could have got CD Lamb for $4 to $5 million cheaper. Waited for the leaves to fall, as he said. Okay, keep waiting on leaves to fall, because you're just going to keep pushing this number up. You have no leverage in this negotiation, and stop acting like we. This is not about the Cowboys signing Dak Prescott. This is about Dak Prescott signing with the Dallas Cowboys. Because I'm sure they've thrown out some numbers, and if Dak Prescott wanted to be signed, he'd be signed. He would just take what they're giving him, but he won't take it. Because I'm sure Dak Prescott is playing hardball again, and he's saying, and I'm going to do the same thing I did to you the first time. No trade clause, no franchise. And if you keep playing with me, I only want a 3-year deal. See, the Cowboys actually need to put Dak on a 5-year deal to really soften that cap up. They need him on a 5-year deal. I wouldn't be surprised if Dak is saying, no, I want a 3-year deal. No escape clause, and no escape clause for you, escape clause for me. 3 years. I'm telling you, Dak's agent and Dak Prescott, and I think a lot of this is based on how they've been treating Dak Prescott. Things they've been saying, how they've done them with the deals. Okay, he who laughs last has the laugh last. Has the last laugh. You're gonna pay everybody before me, I'm gonna make you regret it. I'm gonna make you regret paying me last. Because you're gonna pay me last, you're gonna pay me like I'm first. Jerry is doing this stuff to himself. And he says Just don't look for a domino effect following the Lamb deal and don't expect something to get done before the start of the season. See, Dak got to stop this. Jerry wants to turn this into a 3-ring circus. Jerry wants that if he does get the opportunity to take it into the season, he's just going to continue to build drama around the Cowboys. He's going to keep building value. And the value for Jerry doesn't come from winning. It comes from winning in the public eye. It makes me wonder if Jerry has some kind of contract with these TV networks. Because what would Stephen Jones be without the Dallas? I mean, what would Stephen A. Smith be without the Dallas Cowboys? What would he be without his Cowboy hate? Stephen A. Smith ought to be thankful for the Dallas Cowboys, just like Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless should be thankful for what the Dallas Cowboys brought him, of him first saying he was the biggest Dallas Cowboy fan, but what did him in, he became the biggest Dallas Cowboy hater. But Stephen A. Smith has made First Take must-watch TV only because of his hate for the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody checking for Stephen A. Smith during any other time. All of his antics during the Dallas Cowboys season, all the cowboy hats and all of his trolling of the Dallas Cowboys, he'd be absolutely nothing. He's not bringing a lot to the table when it comes to what he does in broadcasting. He's not. And it makes me wonder if Jerry has something going with these networks. It says, look, we don't need to get this done before the season. Yes, you do. Yes, you do in reality. Because one, why would you be putting your franchise at risk by losing the franchise quarterback when there's not another one on the horizon? Number two, why would you have so much disrespect for Dak Prescott that you're willing to let him go out there without a contract? And if he gets hurt, he's done. Come on, Jerry, this is crazy talk. We just don't need to get it done before the season because it's in all of our interest. Dak and everybody to have a great season. Because it's in all of our interest, Dak and everybody have a great season. What? It's not in the best interest to get a deal done so that your team doesn't have to be answering questions about Dak's deal and for Dak not to have to be worried about his deal. You're telling me it's not in the best interest of the team and in the best interest of Dak Prescott for him not to be worrying about a deal. No, it's in your best interest that a deal don't get done, Jerry Jones. It's in your best interest because you want to drag this and you want the drama. And as a matter of fact, that's probably not realistic to think before the season. But my thought sitting right here is we'll have Dak as quarterback in 2025 and beyond. But all I'm going to say is this. It's not done yet. See, now watch how dumb this is. He says, all I'm going to say is not done yet. But you can't say that because you keep running your mouth and flapping your mouth, but then you end it with, this is all I'm going to say. You can't say this is all I'm going to say. You've already said it all, Jerry. You've already said it all. And you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. And that's why I always say, you need a translator. And I'm going to translate. Dak Prescott has all the leverage. Dak Prescott has all the leverage. And all we're watching with Jerry Jones right now is the dog and pony show. All we're watching right now is Jerry building up the drama, getting all the clicks. Then when he signs Dak Prescott, he's going to be gloating again, talking about this is why I'm not firing myself as the GM. No one gets an effing deal done like me, when in reality, you're only signing the deal that the player and his agent had on the table the whole time. This is crazy to me. This is the one thing I cannot stand about being a Dallas Cowboy fan, the drama. And I don't care what anyone says, while drama sells, people who are in the drama don't like drama. They don't. They don't. It makes no sense in a lot of instances because these are the types of things that make certain players crack under pressure. Brings undue, just brings unrest to a fan base and all of these different things. It's just unhealthy how Jerry Jones does things. But that's going to do it for me. I have another video. I'm going to go even deeper on this as I talk about Stephen A. Smith and how he keeps pocket watching Dak Prescott when I wish athletes would do these broadcasts the same way that they're getting done. You get to give an opinion on my contract. How about I give an opinion on yours? You're a terrible broadcaster. How about I say that? You're a shock jock. How about I say that? I mean, I wish they could do that, but that'll be for the next video. That's going to do it for me. That's going to be my time. I'm the G. This is Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Until the next time, peace.